you need an ice scraper, and hopefully in the last couple of days you've been to the store and you've gotten one of these. It's blowing about 60 miles an hour right now. Take a look at how high the water is. This is the aircraft that couldn't make it off the ground this morning because of high winds. It has a very sophisticated camera system, as you can see. Firefighters telling us just a few minutes ago no homes have been burned, but there was a little structure in the middle of that tire pit, and that has burned. Notice most about tornadoes, they're indiscriminate. You could have them cut a path through one particular place, everything in that area is destroyed, but two houses right next door are fine. We begin tonight with a takedown of the third highest ranking Zeta leader. I just got brand new information within the last 5 minutes, and here's what we know. When you cash a check, what is the process? Just tell me what the process is. I asked Alanis to ride with me down 107 to show me what he deals with every day. The markings on these bundles tell the drug distributors where they're going. This one says Alvarado on it, probably somebody's last name. Officers who've seen the drug burn tell us it looks a lot like this: thick, dark, black, dense, like tar. This is the kind of stuff that roofers use to put shingles on their roofs. You can almost hear the quiet here on the edge of La Villa. Here, the birds do the talking, the mules and horses do the walking, and almost nothing else happens. Gerardo Mireles rides his tractor by this little white house at least a dozen times a day.
It's very hidden around here. That's why they do it here.
He never knew he was driving by 42 undocumented people hidden inside.
Sometimes we see people arriving in a white van, but we didn't see anybody.
The immigrants came from Honduras, El Salvador, and Mexico. They live with the blankets on the floor, clothes on the rafters, and on crumbs of food. Two of them took the chance of a lifetime Tuesday morning. They walked out of the house and found a trooper on patrol down the road. They told him their smugglers were holding them and 40 others hostage. The trooper called for backup and border patrol. Together, they rescued all of them. Many were sick and coughing. Some had lived here for 14 days. The officers who work in this area tell me they have never seen a stash house in an area this rural. In fact, the closest neighbor is almost half a mile away. People driving by here told us this house used to be a barn. The owner put the roof on and turned it into a home recently.
All they care about is money. That's what I think.
The sounds that break the silence every now and then continue like clockwork. Like nothing happened. The wide open spaces here on the edge of La Villa hide the horror that happened here.
There he is.
It's right there. Police escorting there.
This video played on every network over and over after the mass shooting in this theater in Aurora, Colorado.
I kept seeing it on television, and I just couldn't get it out of my mind. And he looks like he's kind of weak. He's like, to me, like he's dazed.
Jesse Rossborough was looking at his son on the cell phone video and didn't know it. His sister-in-law from Gary, Indiana, called to tell him.
She said, "Did you see Dion?" And I said, "Dion?" I said, "No." So Dion was the person that got shot. He was in a coma, and they had life support on him, and they was thinking about pulling the life support so he could wake up.
Jesse had just one thought, one wish, one prayer.
Started thinking, how can we go there?
The Rossboroughs are retired and on a fixed income. They couldn't afford the plane tickets.
We went to church the next morning.
Their church family at First Baptist Church in Harlingen prayed with them. Then they helped them.
Everybody was coming and it was putting money and stuff in my pocket. And, yeah, you gotta go, you gotta go. I had to hold back the tears. It's just like somebody had filled me up and I was gonna burst.
Because it's just the two of us are here. We don't have any kids here, we don't have anybody but the two of us. We have to do for each other.
The hours and seconds until they see their son again seem like an eternity.
Hug him. I can't wait to see him and see how he is, and I need to see him for myself.
They are filling their heavy hearts with hope as they get ready to fly to their son's bedside. Every time the camera clicked,
he was a crime scene photographer.
The passion for pictures,
I know he had seen a lot of graphic things,
intersected with cartel crimes in living color.
He loved doing it. He he felt like he was doing something to help.
Zane Clemens went to Nuevo Laredo to open the window into the violent world of the cartels through his camera lens. He was working for a Mexican newspaper called El Debate on his latest assignment. He was following the Sinaloa cartel. The Zetas control Nuevo Laredo. Gunshots drove Clemens from his hotel room to the street outside on May 21st.
My brother grabbed his camera and told the front desk clerk that he was going to go take pictures.
He never came back.
At 3 o'clock in the morning, she claimed that 2 masked and armed men had come in and they demanded his room key and they took his things and they left.
The Knight Center for Journalism reports 8 journalists were killed in 2012. Mexico is one of the most dangerous countries for journalists to work. I'm a little over 100 yards away from Mexico right now, but KRGV's company policy won't allow me to cross over there to cover the news. The possibility I could disappear at the hands of the cartels is too high. The cartels hung journalists on a bridge in Nuevo Laredo a few months ago. They beheaded one of the reporters. The Sinaloa cartel destroyed the office of a local newspaper in Nuevo Laredo last month. Clemens went to capture cartel crime. Cartel criminals may have captured him instead. The shirts on their backs and the socks on their toes are keeping these siblings warm in this below freezing weather. Is that going to work for you? How about this one? We found some gloves and hats we could give them. They live in this trailer in this little colonia in Alamo.
This is a parking lot.
This is a parking lot?
Yeah.
You live on a parking lot?
Yes.
Mayra Zuniga is 15. She's the oldest.
When the Hurricane Alex came, it was flooded here, really flooded. It was ugly.
And now you know we're going to get some snow, some sleet, some ice.
So it's going to be, I know it's going to be ugly too.
Outside is just about as bad. This is your home, huh? And you live here for 5 years now?
Yes.
Okay. As the inside.
My brothers, they sleep on the top, and my 2 sisters sleep there, on that one, on the bottom bed.
This is why it's so cold in here. The draft comes into this home through this 2-inch hole in the door. The one space heater in the house doesn't work. Do you ever wish you had more?
No, just enough.
You wish you just had enough. What's enough for you?
Enough for me is like having a home, just have the family comfortable.
Having food, having heat.
Yes.
Enough is to stay warm on a cold night.